Cup to cup.
Welcome, everybody. It is Cup to Cup, 7 minutes in heaven. This is our sports episode where we're going to talk about sports for like 7 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, possibly just like 2 minutes. We got a wrap up signal. So Jason's like, don't fucking waste my time tonight. I'm on a time schedule. I do like your shirt, though. Jason's wearing... By the way, Jason's here, everybody. Jason's wearing his chilling with my snowmies. Snowbees.
I bought this color shirt from our store because of Kevin buying... was it Libra season? And it was in yellow.
Yeah,
like,
the mustard.
Color yellow,
It's
man.
a good mustard. We also have Chris and Chase. Say hello to the...
we don't get our own individual.
No, we're just
Chase is here. He has a fern behind him.
Too late.
It's interesting fern. Tell me about the fern.
It's a fern.
Oh, that's it. No backstory.
Riveting. It looks real. I'll be honest with you. The way it just
There's
looks.
nothing about that looks real.
What? I feel like it looks real.
We also have Chris drinking Yingling for the first time in a long time.
It's been a minute, yeah. What's going on? Let's talk some sports.
It is so fucking weird. Your room looks exactly the same as your last room.
Regardless of what house it's in.
I mean, there's different stuff. That you can see my diploma. You couldn't see that last time.
Is
Chevelle
that true?
poster's not there. Yeah.
Is that true? I don't think that's true.
I feel like I
pull it
could
up.
see his diploma. At least maybe not last time, maybe the house before.
Maybe the one before.
What's over your left shoulder there? It looks like the beach or something. What is that?
That is
Yeah,
a
that's a
beach.
painting of the beach. Yeah, I like
Up
that.
the painting
You
of the
get it?
beach?
Yeah, it is definitely.
Who painted
Is it
it?
a particular
I don't know.
beach?
My dad gave it to me. I have no idea who painted it.
Is it a certain beach that you've been to before?
No,
Is it a beach that you want to go to?
yeah, I'd love to go there. Actually, it's beautiful.
But you don't know where it is.
Okay.
Bro, you don't do the wrap up, Kev. You don't.
I
you don't have
already
the
wrapped it
power.
up.
You don't-
Nope.
I already
I don't have
wrapped
the
it
power.
up. Look,
My
hey,
follow up. Shut up, Kevin. My follow up to the to you putting up your diploma.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Is it kind of to break up the kind of college vibe that's going around? Like what? Actually, kind of
Like this is actually a professional.
I want to know.
No,
What-
I
what
just,
brought it out?
I mean, kind of like, because I mean, this is like my studio, but I call it an office too, and I don't know. I'm pretty proud of that. I went through college. I got a diploma. I'm proud. Not so much
I'm
flexing
proud that
on
you
the
can
screen.
work reverse and pinpoint that perfectly behind you. Like you
Yeah,
hit
right.
that.
That's some
If
practice.
you ask
Boom.
me to hit the light behind me, I fail every time.
A lot of practice. The Chevelle's right there. Nope, right there.
All right,
Oh,
Kev.
it's
Here
off.
you go, Kev. Sorry, my bad, bro. Go.
what do
Kev's
you
over.
know? Hey, look, I'm just excited that you guys are here today. We're all here, except for Jose once again. He's got work stuff. I think he's just trying to avoid getting points taken off the big board so he can win in the end. And then I ended up with the penis
Do you
again.
get points
Apparently,
off the big
that's a
board?
thing.
Is that
You
a
don't.
thing?
Unless
think
unless you
that's-
tried to get out of the Christmas special, but we can talk about that another time.
I don't want to talk about it. But I do want to talk about our opening item. What is the perfect kickoff time? I'm assuming for football.
That would be correct.
Perfect kickoff time. Chris, do you have a preferred? Obviously, I think that Chris wants a later game so he can actually do his normal sleep routine until 10:45, 11 o'clock.
It's so
As the
exact.
dude, since Jose's not here and you're the only one without kids, do you have an alarm clock on the weekend?
No, but I still get up at a decent time. Okay, I'd say I still get up because I get up, at 6:45, 7 for work every day. So my body, I don't get up that early, but I'm up probably by like 9 o'clock.
You say you get up for your body?
No, my body is used to waking up at that time. So I'm still getting up. Like I'm not sleeping till noon on like Saturday.
That's
Unless
not
we
as
stayed
bad
up till
as
like
Kevin.
5 in the morning or something.
When you ask Kevin what's your bedtime, he's like, I don't know. When I get tired.
When I'm
That
tired.
fucking
I mean, I don't have a
blows-
bedtime either.
That
I
blows my mind. That I can't work that way. I would never go to sleep. I would never go to sleep if I was like, I'm going to bed because I'm tired.
I mean,
Like, that's not a thing.
So when you go to bed, you're never tired? Not one time?
Absolutely not. No.
How do you sleep? That's why you
I
don't sleep.
can't do that. I would just lay in bed and just stare.
I
at it.
know. I
couldn't do
definitely
that.
do. I lay in bed.
I'd
and
probably end up going. I'd probably get worse sleep because like I'm tossing and turning, and finally I'll get to sleep. Instead I just like, okay, I'm tired. Let's go to bed.
I mean, I have to cap myself when we play games because I'm like, I could sit here till 3 a.m. and play games. I'm like, I got to get off. I got to stop.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But this goes back to the one question of what's the best time zone, because I think this is going to be a little relative to that question.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a fan of 1:00 games. I'm not. For NFL at least. College,
No, it's
I hate
terrible.
college. College is all over the fucking place. I feel
It
like
really is, dude.
But if we just stick to the NFL, I would have to. I like the what 4:00,
4:30.
4:25,
whatever it
Yeah,
is.
4:05
my
or
prime time.
4:25.
Yeah.
Kind of like if you're already like in the house, you can be like starting to think about dinner, and you could be cooking dinner while the game's on, or hanging out with the family because you already got everything done for the day that you need to get done. Whereas with 1:00 games, like
Gotta get an early start.
you got to be home by 12, and so much shit you could be doing.
You have
And
to
that-
plan your whole day around that like 1:00 game. Like if you really want to watch it.
I always
And it feels
feel like I'm impeding my family. Like I'm always like, I'm gonna watch a game at 1, and they're like,
In the
okay,
middle of
and
the
they
day.
they just like sit around and it's like, is it still going on? Is it like
Still
third quarter?
happening.
now?
You're at least blessed as a Packers fan where you don't have nearly as many 1:00 games as Dolphins and Jags being on the East Coast.
I don't know.
Maybe, yeah,
The
kind
Dolphins
of.
and Jags, unless they're Sunday or Monday night, they're basically always 1:00. Unless
Yeah,
they're
we don't
playing
get many of those.
at Kansas City at the Packers. That's
Well,
the
the Jags been playing at like 9:30 a lot
Oh,
this
Yeah,
year.
they're
too.
trying to get the
Monday.
Jags as early as possible. Like, can we get
They're like, let's just get this shit show out of the way.
just let them go?
Jason, just good news for you while we're talking here. The Packers only have one more 1:00 game left on their schedule. So 4:25, 8:20, 8:15, 8:20, 8:15, 1:00. So
It's weird to explain. So mine, obviously, I just said it was like the 4:30, 4:05, whatever they fucking drop it on. But the reason why the 1:00 doesn't work for me is two kind of good reasons. One, I feel like you're just sitting there waiting because like Chase said, you're planning your day, and you're like, fuck, 1:00. It's close enough. It's far enough for you to touch something out, like go and do something in the middle of the morning. But it's also too close where you fuck some shit up. And the other thing that's kind of important is day drinking. If you get drunk, let's just happen. You drink at 4:00 and start drinking. You're drinking to dinner time and then after that you can pass out. If you get drunk at 1, you still got to be somewhat of a decent dad and like not be wasted.
not
By
the
the
best.
time
You're too far away
game's
from bedtime there.
Yeah, by the time the game's over, the kids are going to bed. Now you're kind of like happy-go-lucky drunk dad. You're like, all right, I'll read you a cool story, and then everything's there. And then you
got
pass the
this.
fuck out, and your wife hates you.
You're
But
like, this is called Die Hard.
yeah. So I don't know. That's why I think 1:00 you just kind of sit there and wait. And you're like, fuck, it's so far away. Like, could we go for that hike or could we go like get the honeydew stuff out of the way? And then, sure enough, it's right there and you're fucked.
Yeah, the Dolphins' next 2 games are 1:00. Then we play at the Niners, so there's your 4:30, and then every other game is 1:00 unless it's a night game, like unless it's like a specialty game. Basically, unless it's a
That's not
Monday,
true.
Thursday, or Sunday night game, like primetime game for the Dolphins,
Oh.
or it's at a West Coast team, it's going to be 1:00. So 75%, 60% of the schedule, especially if the Dolphins are bad, every game's 1:00.
their next 2 games are not 1:00. We play
They
you.
are. No, you play us. I was looking after that
In
one.
2
Sorry,
weeks.
I was reading.
You
the
were looking
schedule
after
wrong.
us. He's already looking past
He's
us,
looking
Jay.
past
I
me,
was-
Dave.
He's looking
I was
past the
looking-
Packers.
It has the schedule like going left and right and up and down, and I read it up and down as opposed to left and right.
Left.
Bro.
That game was actually is huge for the Dolphins because if we win next week, that game would be to get us to 500. So
So what's your
There you
ideal?
go.
So for Florida State, so you're talking about the NFL. For Florida State, what is your ideal? Do you still
Florida
prefer
State,
that middle
7
time
or
or a night
7:30.
game?
7 or 7:30 is perfect because
it's actually later for me because I tailgate more. I want to tailgate all day.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
give a fuck about watching the game. I just want to tailgate. I would be
Yeah,
honest
love
with
it.
you. Like
a
I
7,
have
7
no-
or 7:30 game is fucking amazing.
And I know there's a few games that Chase would want to go see, but I know Chase backs me on this. Is like I could tailgate and then just go back home or go
I've
to
done
a
that
bar
so
and
many
watch the
times.
game.
Yeah.
And Chase is the first person that made me feel good about myself. Where I was like, I don't want to go to the game. Is it cool? Chase like, you want to go back to my place and watch? I'm like, fuck yes. There's another person like me. Let's fucking go. I hate live games. It's not for
see,
me. It's
the
not.
tailgate.
What do
is
you?
what gets me?
What do you
fired
hate
up.
about it?
Normally, because we're Florida State fans, 3/4 of the games are going to be hot as fuck. You're going to be incredibly fuck you, Kev. It's like you're never going to have as good of a spot of the game as the TV would be. It's crowded.
Oh,
You're gonna
don't
have
be
to
that
get
guy. Don't be the
It's
TV
it's not
best seat in the
it's
house
part of
guy.
the argument. You can't hate on that. That's a good
Yeah,
argument.
but you're in the
Like,
environment,
everything's
and you're
over
also
the whole-
supporting your team. You're
The game day
supporting.
vibe.
You're
I'm supporting
supporting.
them with swag. They're not getting that
Night
much
games
money
are
out of me.
different for the night big games. So like FSU Clemson, if they're both top 10
Different.
teams and it's a 7 o'clock game, then that's a little different. But yeah, for the most part, I agree.
Yeah, big games, playoff games, and winter games. Like
No.
if I
Support 'em.
lived in Green Bay, fuck yeah, I'm going to every single game because
Green
I want to play in that snow and get fucking drunk, cold, wasted, like so bad. That is on top of my bucket list to do. Is
I just
want
want
to snowing.
One day, I want to be sitting in Green Bay in Lambeau Field watching a snow game and set my cold beer in the snow, and it just
And have it
sticks in that
freeze.
little it just sticks in that little snow where it's like a nice little snow koozie,
holder.
and I got all my fucking my beautiful Packers in front of me. It's gonna
Is
be
it
awesome.
almost a guarantee to get some kind of snow? Like if you pick like a December game in Green Bay?
I wouldn't say that. No,
I don't think it's
Really?
ever guaranteed.
No, I know it's weather.
that's like saying, does it snow every Sunday in Green Bay? No.
No, I don't even need a snow.
In-
If there's snow
in
on the
December.
stadium floor, I'll take that.
No, I don't want that. I want
You want the snow coming
fucking
down.
winter
You want it coming
wonderland.
Once it's
like,
snowing
That might
all
be
out
hard.
during the game.
I want that one game. You know what one game I'm talking about? That one game.
The one.
But
Brett
it can
Favre
go, it
did
can
the
go
fist
too
bump.
far, like that Kansas City Dolphins game last year, where it got into like the negatives and people literally got frostbite.
Yeah. It
Well,
was
suck
like
it up,
neg-
bitch! Like, just stop being a fucking.
They lost limbs.
Oh, well,
No sleep.
what'd you learn?
Well,
Don't
Cover
go.
Paul. No exposure. No exposure.
So yeah, for me, I think we all agree night games are the best, but you know,
NFL too.
yeah.
we have so few. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
I
what-
think
what they're
NFL
like.
425 is more. What
I'm still with
what
Chase. I'm
looking
going
at.
425.
No, I like
Otherwise,
the
it
night
just
game.
goes till fucking like 12:30.
Oh my
And
God,
God forbid
pop,
it goes to OT. We're talking like 1 a.m.
Chaser, it's 11 o'clock.
Oh man, can you wrap
Come
this?
on, wrap it
that
up,
was-
Dolphins. Come on.
I was watching I was playing Call of Duty, and Andy was watching the game in the background. He's like, "Man, I wish this game would just end so I could go to bed." I was like, "Go to
tired.
fucking bed. It's not your teams." Like,
Yeah.
You gotta watch it, man.
Did he ever go to bed?
no, he
he-
watched the whole thing.
He toughed it out. He made it through the game.
It was a good game.
But
All right, it's time to get an FSU, but we're gonna put football on the bottom because they are on the bottom.
where it
Wait, we have a
we're gonna
football
talk
team?
a little basketball, a little soccer, and then a little football. And here it is.
SEC, Florida State, your team, your heartbeat. We some dogs, we ain't no puppies.
we are indeed some dogs. We are not puppies.
I feel like you say that every time.
Well, Jim
is
speaks
SEC.
from the heart. He speaks from the heart,
He
but
threw for almost 400 yards yesterday.
FSU talk here. So we'll put football at the bottom. A good idea. Basketball. We dropped our game to Florida, and me and Jay were out.
That was
Wow.
it. It took.
No,
it took
Jay
one-
said he's
No,
in until
he's still in.
we're 500 or below.
till
No.
we go under 500, then he's out. Kevin's been out.
Well, I mean, like
No, Kev's out.
what I saw at the end of the first half of that game where we were playing that team, that my daughter asked me, "Who are we playing?" I was like, "I've never heard of this team."
That
I'll
would be
honest.
Tarleton State is the game.
Say it again.
referring to. Tarleton State. They're in Texas.
Tarleton.
Dude,
Tarleton
I actually looked
State.
them up. They're actually like a good team, like relative.
Stop
like,
it!
for
Stop
small, for small-
it! I'm fucking done with this. You goddamn.
they weren't eligible to make the NCAA tournament last year because last year was their last year. You know, when you go from Division 2 to Division 1, there's like a waiting period where you can play in the conference tournament, but you cannot make the postseason. You can't make the NCAA tournament for I think 3 or 4 years. So last year was their last year of that. Like, Jay.
Can you give me a reasoning why that clause is there?
No
Like,
clue.
Do you have any
I don't know.
rationale
I don't
of why
know.
that is? Is it
I
to
don't even
stop them
know.
from doing it? Like, do you think that's the only reason?
I honestly have no idea why it's there.
That's
It seems
fucking
pointless.
stupid.
It seems
That's-
pointless.
Hey, you want to come to Division One? You got to wait 3-4 years before you can make the tournament, even if you're really good.
But they actually were like I think number 2 in their conference, and it's a conference that if you win, you go to the NCAA tournament.
Automatic bid.
Yeah, and they were like the second best team in that conference, but they didn't win the tournament. But how much of that could also be that like, you know, when you know even if you win it, it doesn't matter.
I don't know if I
This is the most Tarleton State talk that we've ever
I just thought
needed.
it was interesting.
Anybody
was
has ever
interesting.
talked in the
The
world.
opposite of interesting. Tarleton State can
Well,
suck ass.
their coach is also a former Kentucky coach.
Don't
So,
give a shit.
Kentucky basketball. I'm just saying he's not a scrub. This guy has coached at the highest levels of college basketball.
Kevin's out. You don't talk to Kevin. Kev's out.
They do have one win on their season this year. Congratulations. They beat Tabor.
Oh,
Bless you.
powerhouse.
What did you just say?
You don't know about Tabor?
Tabor.
You don't know about Tabor?
No.
But they also lost to Baylor 104-41. So
I mean,
there's
that's Baylor. That's about right.
I mean, we beat
That'll
them
hurt
what,
your
by like
feelings.
20?
Yeah, we beat them by 20 points.
yeah. What about the first half?
Oh, I forgot
Still
the game
won.
ends after the end of the first
Yeah.
half. That's my bad.
It's not a 20-minute
Brother,
game.
it was 33-28. Okay.
You're still
come on.
winning the game.
It's a good thing there's 20 more minutes, huh?
It's Tarleton.
Why did you say it
You
like
can have
that?
a bad half of basketball. It is allowed.
Not
I know
against
it's
Tarleton.
crazy. I know it's
Not
crazy.
against Tarleton.
Whatever.
Dude,
I-
can
I
you have a
understand.
if FSU goes out and has a bad half of basketball against,
UF.
Leon High School, you gonna still say that? Oh,
Yes.
it's a 2-half game.
Yeah, man. 100%.
is.
So without giving us the kiss of death, Chase, is our
No.
basketball team better than last year?
I think so. I think.
It doesn't take much.
I mean, 17 and 16
They were
is
an
not
average
good.
team
I'll
this
give you that, but like, it's not like last year's team was 2 years ago where they won 9 games, dude. Last year, at least they went 500. And yes, I would say this team, if it can keep playing the way it is, will be on the cusp. It'll be on the bubble of NCAA tournament. That's
At
what
what
you're
point-
looking at it.
At one point last year, we beat Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Wake Forest, Notre Dame, and Miami all in a row.
Yeah.
5 straight games.
We started really well. We started the first half of the season really
Mm-hmm.
well, and then we tanked.
Took a dip after that.
But I
We
like
also-
I think this team has a lot more potential. I think last year had a lot of like, 5th year, 6th year seniors who you just kind of knew what they were. This team has, like I said beforehand, a lot of question marks, but like a lot of exciting question marks. So like that's just at least more fun. Like Daquan Davis, the true freshman point guard we have, like he's an exciting player, man. Like he could end up being nothing and it could all be for, this could be all bullshit, but he's a really fun player to watch. He's really fast. Like he's a fast break by himself. Like when he gets a rebound and they get the ball in his hands on a fast break, he's taking it to the hoop. And that's fun to watch. So they're definitely more fun to watch.
What
Shout out Daquan.
would cause us to fire Hamilton this year?
Oh,
Nothing.
brother. I mean,
Nothing.
No, if we
okay.
win 9 wins again, he's gone. Come on.
I mean, I think he's gone regardless. But I mean, if you lost like 12 games in a row or went on some crazy losing streak, maybe. But I mean, I think he's gone this year regardless. I think
if we finish with the same record we had 2 years ago, which was 9 wins, meaning we only win 6 games the rest of the season, he's got to be gone. I
think he's done anyway. I think this year they're going to be like, all right.
You think this is Swan
I
song?
think this is it. I think
What
this is
if
it.
what if we go 23 and 10?
chill.
You go 23-10, you better make a hell of a run in the NCAA tournament.
So,
to
Chris,
even
what makes
consider.
you think it's his last year?
Just because I think like 2 years ago when they won 9 games, people were thinking they might pull the trigger, but they're like, no, he's got one more year. And then last year, 17
He
wins.
improved enough.
He improved just enough, but I think I'm
Though
pretty
he
sure this is the
replaced
last
entire
year.
team.
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last year of his contract, and I think they're going to just kind of be like, Leonard, you've been here 20 plus years, you've done great. It's time to go. Let's nicely tell you it's time to get out.
The thing is, outside of like Duke and North Carolina, like no team in the AC, like there's years where the ACC is just ridiculous. Like they have like 7 teams that are all ranked. Outside of Duke and North Carolina, I just don't know if there's like another, like Tony Bennett is gone from Virginia. And so like you don't know what to expect there. And there's no other, like Miami lost a bunch of players from that team that was supposed to be really good last year.
It's pretty wide open right now, the ACC.
So-
minus those 2.
That's what I'm saying is like we could, win 20 games this year and still be not even better than last year, just an easier schedule, if that makes sense. Like we could legitimately finish with 22 wins and be the same exact team as last year, but the ACC is just more open. Maybe that gets you in the tournament.
Hell yeah.
I still think
Let's
he's
go.
going regardless. I think this is going to be it. I think
I would tend to agree. I mean, he's not getting any younger.
no, he's like what? He's mid 70s at this point.
I mean, we did beat Tarleton State, so
He just can't move on from.
I don't know.
from
It's a fun
Tarleton.
team to watch, man.
They are.
If they
They're much
can
more fun
make
than
some
last
free throws, for fuck's sake,
and rebound the fucking ball. I mean,
and
you got
rebound and get
dominated by
defensive
Florida.
rebounds, then their 3-point shot's not great. But when you force as many turnovers as they do, even against the Gators, dude, they forced a fuck ton of turnovers.
Also, real quick before we move on, something else. Florida State. Shout out the students. They sold out that game. Although boosters, I know they jacked up the prices. I saw too many empty seats on a Friday night against Florida. The boosters, I'm gonna need y'all to throw down some money. Come on now. What else are you throwing down for? Football's in the shitter. It's not baseball season.
That's
Show some
always
love
been
to
the
basketball
problem.
team.
Like
They've always been the bottom three of the three big sports.
the fucking old folks, never show up to those games until it's like Duke or North Carolina.
Oh yeah, now because they always sell those like packages where it's like buy all the tickets and they're sold out for those games. But you figure a game against Florida when you're both undefeated.
Yeah, I don't understand that rationale
be
because I would
pretty
think
crowded.
Florida would be in there with the Dukes.
You
Like
would think so, yeah.
that's fucking weird. Speaking of people that probably don't get enough credit,
So the real football team is what Jason's talking about.
Football
This is the
football.
FSU actual
Oh,
football
Jason,
team.
nice
Yes.
accent, dude. Are you Spanish?
dude. So is this coach our coach until he dies? Like, do you think
Yes.
anybody could ever snag him?
No.
Until he dies.
FSU
Till death.
I mean, FSU is at this point, like for years, it was UCLA and North Carolina. Those were the two soccer powerhouses. Over the last 15 years, FSU is the soccer powerhouse. They have, pretty top of the line facilities as far as soccer goes from what I've, heard. It's not like we plucked this coach from, I don't know, Tarleton State. And now
Another
someone
powerhouse.
and now someone else is going to come snag him. We literally took him from Tennessee. We took him from an SEC school. So like that's how bad an SEC school where I think he had just won SEC Coach of the Year. So like if anyone was going to take him, it would be us. We are the team that would take him, and we have him. So no one's going to take him.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
The issue with our last coach was I guess he like butted heads with the AD. And so, like, they made it a point to make sure that the AD and the coach, Pimsky, is that his name? Pembroke? I can't remember his name now. They made sure they were on the same page when they brought him in. So, barring bringing in an AD who's just like, nah, fuck soccer, we're taking all of your funding, and now you play at a high school boys soccer field.
What? All right, Mark. Let's talk marketing. What the fuck can we do to get soccer like not? It'll never be on the Florida State like football map, but like. What's the potential of it getting on the baseball level?
That's
like
tough.
real soccer? Or are you talking about like women's soccer? Or what are you
we're
talking
talking
about?
about our
College soccer?
Yeah,
We're talking what we're talking about right now.
So
I don't think it'll ever be.
No, but what I will say is
disagree
like
with that,
as far as women's college soccer goes, it is about as many fans as any team in the nation. Same with our women's softball team actually gets a ton of they have a huge fan base as far as like when in comparison to other women's softball teams. The issue is those are just more, unique sports for most people. So they tend to only follow them if it's a top team, which luckily softball and soccer have been top teams. So,
but like, do we just have to get like a WNBA Clark? Like, you know what I mean? And then that's how it brings.
see,
soccer
I don't
back
even
up.
think that
we've
would do it.
had
I mean, we've had players
National
of the year,
Player of the Years
for
and we've
softball
had
and soccer.
we have
Gotta do a better job
most of
marketing it.
a lot of our women soccer players are playing on their national teams as well. So
We got to do
mean,
better. Florida State's got to do better. We gotta do better.
we're selling out
what?
games.
Hold
I
on,
don't
you know what it would take, in my opinion? It would take getting, like the Mia Hamm. Like you said with Clark, except with Clark, the difference is the U.S. women's national team, to me, and maybe it's changed, is of all the women's sports, the biggest for like Olympics and World Cup. Like it is the one I always tune into is the U.S. women's national team. So that could be it, because I think it could, in a sense, be even bigger than Clark on a global stage, because I think soccer globally is the bigger sport than, women's basketball. So if we got, you're right, if we got the Caitlin Clark of soccer, and she is, and the caveat is she also has to be on the women's national team, because that's where soccer's a lot different, is there's a lot more international players.
You mean
She'd have to
overlay?
be
Like
US.
she's got to play for the U.S. and play for FSU at the same
Yes.
time. Yeah, I think that's a good call. That's a good. That's a good
That's
way.
what it would take.
Yeah, I like that. I'm just trying to
which way
figure
to
out what's some ways for us to ignore football when we have our down years, so we can. Be
I
like,
think
"Fuck
I
off,
think it'd
don't
be
even watch
cool,
football, like here's soccer."
I think it'd be cool to take maybe one game and put it in Doke or something, you know?
That would be cool.
That
That'd
would
be cool.
be sick.
That's a good idea. Actually.
Like
That'd be cool.
one of our rival or a game against UNC or something, it's gonna be a fucking
Or friendly
game.
against another country. Like
that'd be
Would also
sweet.
be really
There you
sweet.
go,
Yeah.
Jay. Go make
Hey.
a phone call, dude.
All right, let me
Make some
call up.
calls.
Oh, let's call up Wrexham. Let's call them the Wrexham
Yes.
girls. Bring them in. That's how you get some fucking
Bro.
playtime. Ryan Reynolds
An
shows
exhibition.
up. I show up.
Yeah, James like I'm obviously there.
I obviously I set this whole thing up, so I'm there
So I
with
can meet
Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds.
Me and
just
Ryan
thinking
maybe
Wrexham
share a
and-
box with Rob McElhenney. I don't know.
Yeah.
We get a Wrexham when we get a FSU team just playing against each other. I mean, that's
Bro,
just
that'd be.
fucking
I would
fire.
1,000%.
All of us would go. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel you just grabbed an entire group of demographics that probably aren't going to these.
You could
games that
definitely
often.
charge more for those tickets too.
I mean, just get greedy, Jesus! I'm trying to get publicity.
Chase,
over
I'm
here
just
trying to
on.
make
saying,
money.
man.
God damn it, Chase.
All right.
Fuck.
We had a good
Fucked.
thing.
We had a great thing.
But yes,
all
soccer
right.
continues to dominate.
I really just don't want to talk about it, but we got to. We got football, guys.
There you go. It's coming
battle-
up.
We talked about it. Yay.
Yeah,
And,
battle of the one-loss team. Wait, both these teams have one.
Yeah, it's
One
like
win.
College
One
of
win.
Charleston or
One
some
win.
shit.
Yeah, battle of the one-win.
Don't
teams.
act like it's just some shit. We know
Put
exactly who
one-loss
it
teams.
is.
I wish we were one-loss teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
why
that's
did you
how.
say that? That's
That's a typo, man. I don't know. You
that's
know,
a terrible typo. I wish. What the fuck, bro?
playing at
remind
one.
us of better times.
Playing
Yeah,
at 1:30 against.
Odd
We've already
time.
talked about the worst time ever.
This is gonna be the
1:30.
only time that you can get shit-faced, Chris, from a game.
Oh fuck
Like,
yeah! Like there's-
I mean, I hope. If we can't score 3
Yo.
touchdowns, that's our limit, right? Like
we
Uh,
haven't scored 20 all season, right?
24
Oh no,
or
20.
21's the most
Georgia
we
Tech. We
scored,
scored
yeah.
21 against Georgia Tech.
And
you better
Skip the
score-
goddamn season.
bro, you better put up at least a 40 or 50. In there.
Charleston
the
Southern
spread?
lost to Lindenwood.
Is it Charleston Southern?
It is Charleston.
Okay,
Southern,
for some reason I thought it was College of Charleston. I don't know.
If
why.
I'm not mistaken, the spread we are favored 33.5 points, which is like
Which is
what the
great.
fuck is Vegas smoking? Like, why would you even think we
my
can?
I
Score
don't
that
think, is it
much?
even on the board? I don't think it's on the. I don't think it's on the boards.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's able to be bet on.
I disagree. Everything's able to be bet on.
Okay.
Wait, time out. You can absolutely bet on this game. There's no shot that you can't bet on this game.
They take some games off the books. You know that's a thing or no?
So I don't know that, but I saw the spread. So where did that spread come from? Is that like an ESPN? spread?
They probably. I mean, I'm looking at all the spreads for ACC games, and they don't have one for Florida State on ESPN.
That's
I'm looking on.
Interesting.
Let me look on just Vegas, but you guys continue to talk.
Yeah, this 33.5 points spread for a team that all season long their high is 21 points is definitely something.
That
It
must
is
show
something.
how bad Charleston Southern is.
I don't
If
care
they're
how
giving
bad
us-
they are.
only-
Have they watched us play? We are dead last.
Oh,
in
I
offense.
agree. Their
And that
recruiting is
includes
insane,
Charleston
but that's-
Southern. We
FanDuel is the only one that
but
allows you to
I
bet
thought-
on this
aren't they?
game.
I thought they're a division below. I don't even think they're in our division.
Well, that would explain it.
I would say that's the only reason we can be a 33-point favorite is because
Bro, I
they're
just-
Division 2 and they're like,
I'm just ready to put the bow on the season. And
you got
just
2
move
games,
on to
dude.
the
2 more
offseason.
weeks and it's done, and we don't have to ever think about it again.
This is by far the most I've been done with a college football season ever.
So
Most
okay,
sober
so
season
current
I've ever
events,
had.
right? So we fired our OC and our DC and our wide receiver coach, right?
Correct.
Those 2 are fired. The hot topic today that I actually got in a heated battle
Storms.
online with is Storms, and I have a soft spot for Storm. I
think he's
like
done
his-
a good job. I don't
I
think
thought he did a good job.
No.
Here's my take on it. They're saying that we look small. We
What is
don't come
Storms?
off-
What is this?
he's
Storms
our
is our
strength and conditioning coach.
I've been following him for years. Cool dude. Anyway, that being said, I'm a little biased, but they're saying that our strength and conditioning is the reporters are questioning it. Like obviously fans they're going to point at everything as a problem, right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I'm not trusting what fans are what they say. So my take on it is what they're saying is that we're not coming off the line strong. We're smaller than other teams and blah, blah, blah. And my thing is I don't understand. And we're not completing the full game. And part of that, and tell me if I'm wrong, Chase, I feel like we're quitting. It's not because we're not
Yes.
conditioned. It's just they're quitting on their coaches. So that's not conditioning for one. to the mentality of they got to be stronger and faster and blah, blah, blah. That's a mental thing. Strength and conditioning can't coach that. That's on offense and defensive coach to get that mentality right. They're there to get them strong and faster. Third thing is we all know we're a portal team. Our strength and conditioning can't build a fucking dude in 3 months and double his size, right? Like that's not a thing. And you can go back and say that's Norvell's fault for not developing high school players. But the only person you can really see that's done something crazy was Verse when he did that post-COVID and went apeshit mode and got bigger and stronger. But that doesn't happen overnight. So people are like, these guys are so small. Everybody that's playing on the line are pretty much fucking portals or not developed players.
Let's look at what the biggest issues on this team are and see if it can be attributed to strength and conditioning. Quarterback play. Is that affected by strength and conditioning? No. Receivers who can't catch the ball is the biggest issue on this entire fucking team. Is that because of strength and conditioning? No. If you want to say it's offensive line, sure. I don't think it's because they're weaker than the other team. I think that they just are not well coached and well organized. And I think that they're just fucking clueless. I don't think that's a strength. We have some big fucking men on that team, on that line, who have played plenty of college football, and they just look clueless out there. Our defense, for the most part, has been good. But hey, I don't care how well conditioned you are when you're on the field for, 75% of the game. You're going to be fucking tired. You're just exhausted. I don't care if you're Alabama. You're going to be tired. And we don't have the depth that Alabama has. So,
without a doubt. So, I don't know. It's just at this point, like, obviously I'm biased because I do like our strength and conditioning coach. I think he's done a good job in the last couple of years. But I also feel like at this point now, I'm starting to hate our fans because they're just fucking throwing everything at the wall and seeing it sticks. And they're like, you have no fucking
when you go 1-9, the first instinct is just fire everyone. Without actually
completely clean house.
Without looking into what the actual reasons behind the 1-9 are. Like, has our pass rush been an issue this year? 100%. Our pass rush has been an issue where it's supposed to be a strength. I don't think our defensive backs have played poorly, though. I think our defensive backs have played good. I think our linebackers actually, after the first couple games, I think they played like shit the first couple games, but I think they've played better. I've actually been pleasantly surprised. The biggest disappointment on defense for me is definitely the pass rush. I expected way more out of
the
Patrick
team,
Payton
both sides,
and Marvin Jones.
The offense and defensive line.
The lines, the trenches. Yeah,
terrible.
So let's talk. All right. So other current events right now, right? So there is the Boston College quarterback that came into play and rumors. There's the Wisconsin head coach that got fired or offensive coordinator that got fired. I think it's Wisconsin. I could be wrong. They picked him,
right?
And they were saying how he had an incredible offense coming in, and then he had a shit offense now. And they're like, oh, he can get maybe keyed in. Everyone hates it because he got fired. Why do we want to have a fired coach?
What I will say is Wisconsin tends to have good offensive lines. I don't know how long he's been at Wisconsin's. I'm just going off of historically. Wisconsin in general for the last 15 years has been known to have good offensive lines where they can run the ball. I don't know if he's had any hand in that at all. He could be he could be an offense coordinator for 3 years there, and they had terrible run offenses. And going off of generalities.
And Wisconsin didn't score a lot, but I mean they have their offensive line though is really stout.
And bro, at this point, that's like my biggest thing. I want someone who can coach it. I just want a fucking offensive line, dude. I want to be able to not lose yards every time we hand off the ball. I want our quarterback to have more than like 1.2 seconds to throw the ball. Like that. That's all I care about at this point. It's crazy that's like how low my standards are, but like 2.5 yards per rush and 2 seconds to throw the ball. That's all I want.
Not have to start 2nd and 15 every single drive. Dude, like, cool, we've lost 5 yards
and
to start.
False start 7 times a game.
Stupid shit.
And
the
bad
3
news,
times a game.
You saw our DB coach is getting pinned for, was it Southern Miss or Ole Miss?
Yeah, it's not surprising.
I told you that guy's that like 3 weeks ago.
What, the head coaching? I know he's got pinned. I didn't think he had a head coaching opportunity.
That's what he said.
He's really well thought of. That was a big get for us when we hired him.
Wisconsin's offense is ranked 101.
Yes,
but what were they like last year and the year before?
That's what I'm talking about. That's last year, and then look at that head coach of the team that he left that team for. People were saying that maybe he can't coach in the cold, which I know is bullshit. I don't take that as an excuse, but I want to say his record. I think his record and the team before was pretty ridiculous. His offensive record.
As I've done with Norvell, I tend to be able to wash away a 1 year thing as it could be circumstance, it could be fluke. It's when it happens more than once that it becomes an issue to me personally.
All right. So before we move on to NFL, last words for FSU. Anything you guys want to see before we move on to NFL?
The end of the season.
I would like to see it be over.
2 more weeks of football left.
That was well done, Chase. I was like, I don't know what he's gonna say. The end of the season.
Just be done.
Yep, could not be more ready for that.
Oh man. So we don't get sued. There we go. That's the NFL, guys. That was pretty. That was pretty long, guys. NFL pigskin pick'em. I heard Kevin
God, I had an awful week.
has been gloating a little bit.
I've been gloating.
Times. About
Flexing all over.
so first, before we get
That's what
into
he
where
does.
where our rankings are within the entire board, Chris, where does Kevin rank in the world right
In
now?
the world.
I'm really shocked he didn't want to jump out and tell you where Kevin ranks, but right now, Kevin, you dropped. You're
I did
492.
indeed,
You're
yeah.
492 in the
Oh,
world.
you were 310.
I
last
know.
night,
What
dude.
the hell, Kevin?
Who'd you
I'm not
pick?
as good as I thought. I picked the Bengals. Clearly,
You're not who we thought you were.
couldn't pull it off. Kicker can suck ass. So,
Yep,
Pretty
yep.
trash.
No, he blew that game for sure.
but yeah,
Okay.
that's all I gotta say about it.
I
I don't want to talk about. Every time I talk about me, I get shit on. So I'm just gonna.
That's not. I brought it up.
We're doing a great job. Everybody's
So-
everybody's great. We're all great.
Out of your ranked 400 of how many participants, contestants,
Does it
pickers?
Couldn't
say?
tell
It's
you.
got to be
Yeah.
millions. It's got to be
Doesn't
millions.
Surely it's millions.
It has to say.
It may say. I'm not gonna look it up.
Okay. Anyway, Chris, what are our rankings within the group?
Kevin, 118 and 47. It's still an impressive record, Kevin. I'll give you that. 118 and 47.
7-game lead on everybody else. So.
Yep. You had, and then
More
coming
than
up
that
next,
on me.
Chase is here at 106 and 59.
I had a bad week. Bad week.
Me too.
I'm right behind him at 105 and 60. Jose's at 105 and 60 as well, and then Jason's at 104 and 60. So Jason
Damn, I got
slid
to the
into the
bottom.
last place spot right now.
There you
One
go.
game you didn't pick, man. We could be in a 3-way tie.
Ooh.
Folks, this is breaking news. Jason Payne is losing a competition, and there's a possibility of a punishment involved. This could be the first time ever. It'll
No,
be the
it's
first
not.
time ever.
I've had 2 punishments, bitch, and I
He
got
had
on
to pour
stage
honey
with you
or
for
syrup on
stand-up,
himself,
but
remember?
You're so
Syrup.
goddamn fucking self-centered in your whole like debacle of.
Folks,
I don't
we're
do
really excited about Jason doing this punishment.
Yeah.
To put in perspective how many people probably do the pigskin pick'em. Last year's pigskin pick'em, I was in the 96th percentile, and I was 47,000th in the 96th percentile.
Crazy.
So we're talking millions, tens of millions of
Easily.
people. So
And we confirmed the dick does not go to the.
correct.
Yeah, however else Kevin can still suck on this dick is how we're gonna
The dick.
mean,
wait,
I'm not gonna lie.
kind of
I-
lean
I
it
like-
towards that way.
I like
Last
seeing
year
you-
with
I like
the
seeing you with
pigskin
the dick in your
pick'em,
hands, Kevin.
but now that Kevin's winning the pigskin pick'em, we're gonna switch it up and see if we can.
You look
know.
you look good with a dick in your hands, Kevin.
Hey,
Kevin,
you
you
know.
not our
said
fault.
it wasn't the pigskin pick'em
Yeah,
last.
you
last
No, I did not.
episode, bro.
I did
What
not.
the fuck, dude?
I can't. I swear to God, it changes.
Chris, am
every
I
week.
wrong here? Did he not just
No,
say
he
that
did
last
say
one? I
that.
said, you tell me what it is. And I said, you said you have to drink from the dick because of the NFL pick'em, the bet.
Those
oh,
were
so
your
yeah,
words.
That's what it was. Well, you had to go and you had to grab someone's hand to cross the street. You had to ask like 5 or 10
The
strangers.
video was wrong.
And okay, so the video was wrong, which tells me that it's not this bet.
I don't know.
This is what I. Every
Jamie,
fucking-
pull it up. Somebody pull it up.
Yeah, every week it's like, which one is it?
Name one of the 15 things that I did last year that I just like they're all jumbled together.
Stop losing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a
it's
very
on
simple solution.
I'm
Don't
trying
be
to stop
last.
losing, but at this point it doesn't matter if I lose this. I mean,
What do you mean?
or win it. I mean, it doesn't matter if I win.
Yeah, we never. So I'm
It's
sorry.
never
you
about
finally
winning.
won it, so you're not gonna have to do a punishment. Now you're crying because
Maybe.
you don't get a trophy.
Maybe.
for
Who
it.
knows? Who knows? Cup to Cup finds a way, right?
There'll be an epic fucking. Hey,
No,
that's true.
there'll be a
That's 6
revote
weeks.
somewhere. It was a revote coming in.
God bless. All right, so
Chase, what are you
fantasy
locked
seven-
in on right now? This dude is fucking.
I threw my phone away, and if we're doing fantasy, I was trying to figure out who my
No,
fantasy.
we're not doing fantasy.
Okay,
we're
never
doing
mind then.
overreaction. I'm changing it anyway, because I want to, and because I can, and also because I feel like we'll have some good overreactions after this NFL, because there was a Jag team that did not do so well, and a Packer team that freaked out something. So,
Overreaction.
all right, Chris, you're gonna go last for obvious
Okay.
reasons. So I want you to just build up that anger while you're here.
There's plenty of it.
Chase, overreaction. This has to be about your team.
The Dolphins are making the playoffs. This is a team that was 2-6. We were 2-6, and now we are 4-6.
With or without Tua?
The last 2 losses of that 2-6, we were 2-4 when Tua came back.
No. I'm saying, are you making the playoffs with or without Tua? Is what I'm asking.
No, it has to be with Tua.
Okay.
If Tua goes down again, we're fucked. Yeah, this offense is built around Tua. It's a very quick passing, accurate passing offense, and the players on this roster. I'm not saying no one can do it. There are other quarterbacks in the NFL who would succeed in this offense, but we don't
Backup
have
quarterback.
we don't have another person on this roster that can do even close to what Tua does. It's
Who's your
just a
backup again?
very. Who's our backup? We've had 3 people play. We had Tyler Huntley. He did okay. We had Skylar Thompson, who's been terrible. And then the great Tim Boyle.
Oh, Boyle fucking fire. Don't shit on a Boyle, bro. Packer great, dude.
But yes, it's got to be with Tua. But our offense is playing incredible right now. Even in our losses, our offense was killing it. Against the Bills, the main reason we lost is because Raheem Mostert, who we've since basically benched, fumbled. That was the only time in the second half we didn't score, was because he fumbled and we were driving when he fumbled. We scored every other possession in that second half. But yeah, our offense is just clicking right now. It's crazy because our defense is what kind of carried us in the first half of the season. They've kind of fallen off a little bit. So we need to get back to that. If we can get our defense playing even close to what it did early in the season, this is a team that no one's going to want to face in the playoffs. Our offense is playing incredible. Our defense has talent and is capable of playing great. And then we have good special teams. It's a team that you're not going to want to face in the playoffs. And we're going to make the playoffs. So, and we could make a run.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of the Dolphins, but I like your overreaction. I thought it was a good
Yeah,
overreaction.
we'll find out.
I
in
mean,
a
for a
couple
team that
weeks.
has 4 wins, I think that's probably one of your best overreactions to date, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be 2-6 and make the playoffs probably doesn't happen often.
No. Kevin, bro. Come on, give me an overreaction for the Packers.
Packers about to lose half of our next 4 games at the minimum, maybe more. This defense just, I look, we're not offense and defense. We're not clicking. It's not fucking happening right now. We should have ran away with that game against the Bears. The red zone offense is probably the worst red zone offense I've seen in years of Green Bay Packer football. It is fucking atrocious. We get down there and it's just like our brains shut off. We have no fucking clue what to do. So we got the Niners. It's gonna be a tough test. We play them in Lambeau, so that's good. Dolphins gonna be red fucking hot, and then we play them Sunday night. So that's gonna be a tough game. And then we go to Detroit, play the Lions, the hottest team in the NFL, and then we go to Seattle, which is probably a top 5 hardest places to play
Those are
in the
4 tough
NFL as well.
games.
So it's gonna be, we're gonna lose at least half of these games. Hopefully not. I hope we win them all. But if this team is way different when Jair is off the field. If he's not on the field, our secondary's ass, our fucking
his issue right
pass. Who knows? His whole fucking body hurts. I don't know. It's always something.
It's never
was a
it's never
hamstring.
one thing, right? Or is it always the hamstring?
I think they should have just sat him out for this game. I understand, like, after the bye, like, try to give it a go. He tried to give it a go, and I think he made it worse. So, like, what's the fucking point? Like, just sit him. Should have just sat him another week, and then he would have had, really 3 weeks to get ready for what is the hardest part of our schedule at this
Honestly,
point.
going 2-2 over those 4 games, you'd be 9-5, and then you get the Saints, the Bears, who you should beat, the Saints and the Bears, and then the Vikings. Yeah. So
Go ahead, Chase. What about the Vikings?
I mean, they're a good team. They're a
Your
tougher
team.
team.
Your team.
Not my team. But if you go 2-2 and you're 9-5 with those 3 games, your last 3 games, like I would feel good to get 11 wins.
My
11 wins may not make the playoff.
11 wins will make the playoffs. There's no
This
shot.
fucking
11
division's
wins with
crazy.
7 teams making the playoffs makes the playoffs.
Yeah. But
I,
we're not turning the ball over, so I mean it's we're not getting turnovers rather.
okay. Okay. You said that different.
We're not getting to the
Turning ball
quarterback.
over.
Bears had 9 sacks on them last week. This week when we played them, we had like what 2, and it was in the last 35 seconds.
And wasn't your defense like your calling card earlier in the season?
Well, our takeaways were the calling card in the beginning of the season.
Gotcha.
Well, I think how it looked, right? And I could be wrong, Kev, but we didn't get the sacks, but we had the pressures, and I think that helped with the interceptions, right? Like, there's always that look at the stats, like, oh, we don't have the sacks, but we have the interceptions, and if you look, okay, we're getting pressure, we're just not getting our hands on the quarterback yet. So I think that's where it is now. I think we're not getting anywhere near the pressure, and it also, I think it's a kryptonite. It's in the blood of the Packers that we can never fucking do anything against a mobile quarterback. That's just not our thing. Like if he's a mobile quarterback,
That's tough for any team, dude. I
know,
hate
but
playing
for
mobile
us,
quarterbacks.
it goes back to the Kaepernick fucking curse. Like he steamroll us, and I think that just basically stuck with our culture for the rest of our lives. Like we'll never be able to do anything against those, right?
You played good against Justin Fields, didn't you? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, Justin Fields was hot garbage though. And I think
Caleb,
Caleb
offense is still top 5 offense in the league. So I'm not
yeah.
If they can just turn some of those field goals into touchdowns.
100%.
Yes,
Yeah.
And if the
I'm kinda
defense
pissed.
gets 1 or 2 takeaways a game, I know that's asking for a lot, but
One takeaway a game's not asking too much. Like that's not crazy.
If Love, okay, we have 13 wins if Love stops throwing his fucking picks. Like and I love him and I hate him at the same time. And I hope that he's.
Are you
not
talking
gonna
about
be
Love
that-
or Brett Favre?
I get that, but even who was it? Who was the deep throw all the way down the field?
Christian Watson.
It was Watson, right? When you see that play, there's I said this to Kev, right before him, wide open was Kraft. That play literally could have gone 2 different ways, and we could have been cursing Love out for not tagging Kraft. And because Watson made a fucking sick play, and it was a great throw, don't get me wrong. And I know that's how we're going to be playing moving forward, but that also got him in trouble he overthrows. That's his thing every year, though. In the last 2 years, he overthrows receivers a lot. He just throws
Is it
them over the head.
overthrowing or like he just goes a little high? I mean, I know it's similar things.
High.
Okay.
So high, yeah.
I'm not throwing in the towel against Jordan Love. I mean, look.
I'm not saying in the love.
Patrick Mahomes got 11 picks too. So
he's not a Patrick Mahomes though. Like we're not even going to put him on that same stage yet. I mean, that's kind of crazy.
Well, at this point, no one in the NFL is Patrick Mahomes.
I also blame
3
coaches, and I
Super
said this to
Bowls?
Kevin all year. If we don't make the playoffs, I guarantee you this is going to be the headline. Love had a fucking torn ACL and played it all year long and blah, 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 and this is why he sucked. Like, we're going to have that kind of bullshit, scapegoat to the headline. We definitely should have sat Love for a couple more games.
Did you say a scapegoat?
Scapegoat? I don't know what the fuck you want to call it.
Like a goat that escapes?
Yeah, scapegoat.
Oh, all right.
I think that's a real scapegoat, yeah.
Scapegoat.
Scapegoat. It's not a scapegoat. It's scapegoat.
Scapegoat. Correct.
no
I like a scapegoat. I'm going to
I do too. I
Okay.
wish that was the
Fair
saying,
enough.
actually. Can we just change it to a scapegoat?
Doing it
I
now.
just keep
Chris,
on thinking
come on.
about the GOAT.
Speaking of really good
Trivia GOAT.
Yeah, that's. We sit here at 8:00 Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time. How the fuck Doug Peterson is still the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars? Like, Shad Khan, you're in Jacksonville. The yacht's there, bro. What the fuck are we doing?
Shame.
Their shame is being nice, calling shame for the Jag. It's pathetic. My overreaction's more of a rant. But overreaction. Jags aren't going to score 10 points the rest of the season because Trevor.
Wait, what?
They're not going to score
Like
10
total?
points the rest of the season. No, they'll score 10. I'm saying they won't break
Okay.
double digits in points. No.
Is
God, I mean, that wouldn't
Lawrence
shock
done
me,
for the
but-
year?
No, they haven't said, but I think they had talked a week or so ago that he was going to get shoulder surgery and be done. And if he's done, they're definitely not going to win another game.
Trevor
But-
Lawrence possibly done for the year. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't
his
realize that
shoulder's
was a
been banged
thing.
up. He's missed the past couple games. He was talking about getting surgery to be done. So then,
I just think it's funny, and I don't want to cut you off, but I read a headline right before y'all played that was like, Doug Peterson's safe as long as the Jags don't get blown out by the Lions.
And then you got just, I mean, it was. What is the
Worst
stat?
loss
Kevin
in-
last night.
worst loss in Jags history.
Yeah.
Worse than I told
then-
Kevin the stat last night. Lions had 600 something yards yesterday. The Jags haven't had that in their past 3 games combined.
That's insane.
The Lions got that in one game.
I was shocked when I woke up this morning and didn't read a headline. Doug Peterson.
I went to bed scrolling X, refreshing, like, come on, it's got. All right, it's not gonna happen. Maybe in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll see all these alerts he's fired. Like, give me something. If you're not gonna fire him, then say that we're gonna wait to the end. But why? You just suffered the worst loss ever. Your team, you've dropped 4 in a row with no sign of anything changing. Your offense sucks. Like, you got to make a change. Other teams are doing it, firing coaches left and right. You're the worst team. You're lined up to get the number 1 pick for the 3rd time in 5 years. You're trash.
That's fucking wild.
Fucking
That's
make
crazy.
a change. Like,
That is
it's not
insane.
it. Get him. Like, I don't understand what we're doing. What are you waiting
Do you agree with the 3 first-round picks that you got in the 5 years? Do you think those are good picks, or is that part
Trevor
of the
Lawrence
problem?
being one.
I have no problem with the
Let's
picks, but
start
like,
there.
how have you not done? Like, how are we sitting here with all these guys and we're the worst team again, lined up for another pick? Like, something's not working somewhere. Clean house, get rid of everybody, start hard reset, because
Move the
it's
team to London?
embarrassing. No, that's not going to do shit. It was Kevin saying that bullshit last night. Where they're all of a sudden going to start winning in London when they get there.
I know.
I don't think so.
But, hey,
Oh, they're in
Never
London now. They're going to just start winning games. That's bullshit. No, they're just.
I mean, Tennessee. Look at Tennessee Titans. They went to the playoffs their first year.
I mean, we went to playoffs many of our first years, and it's been a steady decline the past 20 years. We get our one good season a decade, and then
Well, you also had a Packer great as your quarterback, so maybe that's what you're missing. You need to bring some Packers over to your team.
So
Kind of like,
Chris,
yeah.
I got your first overall picks here. Trayvon Walker. You agree with that pick?
I like
Hell
Trayvon.
yeah.
I'm fine with
It's a
that.
beast.
Great pick. Great pick.
Okay. Before that, let's see. We have Trevor Lawrence.
I'm fine with Trevor. I like Trevor.
Okay. Now, to do this fairly, we'd have to pull up, who else was there. Damn, did y'all trade back or something? CJ Henderson, because he wasn't first overall.
No way.
Let's see. But y'all went 1-15.
Yep.
So did y'all trade
1-0 and then lost 15 straight, baby.
So how did you get the 9th?
they
pick
must have
that
moved
year?
back.
God,
Or
you're
maybe
actually a better.
Maybe
fan.
that was the next year where you got Trevor Lawrence.
I gotta give
So,
credit
I don't
to
even
you
see
and
the third
Andy because I to this day I still don't think Jose watches the Jags. Honestly, I'm
I laugh so much when you're like, Chris, tell me game's on. Game's on.
I mean, I think he does and he doesn't, to be honest with you. But who knows? But between you and Andy, I know for a fact you guys watch. So I will just say, fuck. I am sorry. That's crazy to me. That's fucking crazy. 3 out of the 5 years first round picks. Like, I'm sorry. I have no
Oh,
room
the
to
third
talk.
year
I
is
can't ever
this
complain with
upcoming
you
year.
two.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's-
this will be number 3. I mean, we're
Gotcha. I was
cruising
like, I
right on
only
our
see
way to
2.
number 1.
I gotcha.
Still.
So
I
who
mean,
would
but it
you-
doesn't. I mean, even if you don't have the first round, I'm sure you're in the top 10.
Well,
the last,
I mean, yeah,
10
you
years,
could look
right?
up that stat. We've been top 5 pick for
That's fucking
7 or
crazy.
8 out of
That's how
10
the
years
Packers
is-
are always like on
Well-
the cusp of being average because we haven't had a fucking a top 10 pick in a minute.
Let's say you do get the first overall pick, Chris.
Hmm.
There's going to be talk of, do you take a quarterback and get rid of Lawrence? Where do you, and I'm not saying that's the right thing or not, but I'm asking, it's inevitable when you have the first overall pick and, quarterbacks tend to be the first overall pick nowadays. So that talk is
Cam
going to
Ward.
come up. Where do you stand
I don't
on
want
that?
Cam Ward.
Shador Sanders, that's going to
No.
be the 2 guys tossed out there.
I
Yeah,
can't think of
no.
anyone better right now coming in to the drop, but I don't know college
Well,
right now. as well.
Travis Hunter's
Travis
not going to go
Hunter,
number
that's-
1.
He'll go number 1. If he's there, Jacksonville's going to take him
just-
at number 1.
Look,
I'm telling you,
he's a really good player, but I just don't think he had issues getting banged up a little bit playing that many snaps in college. Now this year he stayed pretty healthy, but his previous 2 years he missed games and was banged up a lot because it's inevitable when you play that many snaps. So
Well, you think he's going to play both ways in
I was going
the
to say, you
NFL?
think he's going to, I don't know, but
is
he's going to
he
do that.
is he the number 1 overall wide receiver or the number 1 overall defensive back, or is he number 1 overall because he's really good at both but great at neither?
It's a valid
That's a
question.
good point,
But I
Chase.
got to feel if he's sitting there number one.
So
I'm
if you
probably
take
gonna
him and only play him at wide receiver, is he the best wide receiver in this draft? I think he's a better wide receiver
Couldn't
than
tell you.
defensive back personally. I think if he just stuck to wide receiver, he would be the best wide receiver in the draft. I think he's a above average to pretty good cornerback. I think he is a really good wide receiver who could be an elite wide receiver.
Is it something where you could like take him and put him down like on like third downs in defense or something? You know, what
I mean,
like,
with Dion,
do that.
But then at the
Dion
same
mostly
time-
played defensive back, and then he got some, reps as wide receiver as well. And I think that's the easier route.
yeah, but I
is
think
to-
that's different with Dion, where he was like more of an explosive, like fast ass player, where you can send him on a reverse or something. That's what they used to always do with Dion, is
Yeah.
put him on little screens, bubble screens, or reverses. Whereas Travis Hunter is actually
He's
good
fast,
fucking
but he's-
routes and catching.
Yeah,
you know,
no, that's true. I think he's an elite wide receiver, but like if I had to choose, I would put him at wide receiver personally.
Fire some people, get some people. I'm sick of fucking
Go.
sucking every year. I'm fucking so tired of it. I'm just it. And then this year's a double fuck you because Florida State sucks. It's just like football. I'm not even happy for football. I'm like, I just got to suffer through
It's
it.
been rough.
It's just
I
depressing.
mean, I can't compare my
Mm-hmm.
season because we obviously have 7 wins, but I have said many times when we suck, like yesterday, for example, I was like, I fucking hate football. The way that we were playing, like, I know everyone was super stoked that we won, but it was such a bad win that I'm glad that Kevin was overreacted because I thought he was going to be more optimistic. But I'm very upset with how this team is looking right now. I think we are pretenders and not contenders right now.
I don't think. Yeah, we're not taking the step forward that I was kind of hoping for. So I mean, we still got time to turn it around, but man, it hasn't been.
Hey,
we've won like 3 games in the last to close out the game, the last second.
Hi.
So
Hi, we were one of those. Hey there.
It's crazy. I looked at
It's
that
me.
draft where y'all took Trevor Lawrence first overall. Number 2 and number 3 were Zach Wilson. Trey
yeah, you
Lance.
can't do any team can do that. Any team
No,
can do
I'm
that.
saying
That's
those were
not
bad.
fair. That's
I'm
not
saying
fair.
the next 2 picks were terrible. Zach Wilson and Trey Lance, so 3 quarterbacks, and then Kyle Pitts, who's been a disappointment. And then out of nowhere, it's like Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penei Sewell, Patrick Surtain, Devontae Smith, Micah Parsons, like all these stars out of nowhere, and then a bunch of just mediocre. Like it was just like 6 straight really good picks, and other than that, it's just not a great draft. So. And
Hey.
I mean, you made the right choice on the 3 quarterbacks drafted, or 4 quarterbacks drafted in the top 15. So
Hey,
I think we
hopefully
can all say that Trevor Lawrence is better
we
than
we
the other.
we
3
convene this
quarterbacks.
time next week. Hopefully, we won't have Doug P. Won't be there. We'll be starting over, starting from scratch. This time next week, hopefully.
I don't understand. I don't want.
What do you not understand?
I don't see Shador Sanders above Cam Ward. I don't see it.
I agree. I think Cam Ward's better. I think
But-
Shador Sanders is good, but I think Cam Ward is better.
Maybe it's just and I know Jason, we talked about this last week. He disagreed with that, but I think maybe there's more of a potential with Shador Sanders. Like he hasn't reached his peak, whereas Cam Ward, I think, is polished
Cam
and
Ward
ready.
is older. There's no denying that. He's played longer. This is Shador Sanders' 3rd year in college, and I think it's Cam Ward's 5th. So
None of them are going to do shit in the NFL, but that's cool.
I think Cam Ward could be a good player in the NFL.
Everyone said the same thing about a few other players that I won't bring up.
You keep on saying that. Who are these other players?
It's like I want to know.
This second weekend. Like last week, I heard it and I was like,
I'll put
I'm
a
trying to
list
think.
together. And I remember Chase specifically, and I can't think of his name right now. There's 2 or 3 players that you guys thought were going to be good, and I was like, they're going to be trash. And
I was low on
absolutely right.
Caleb Williams.
Well, I mean, it's kind of
You and I
like
agreed
Well,
on
Caleb
that.
Williams.
You and I agreed on that.
I don't
My-
think Caleb Williams is good. I think the only thing is saving him right now is his legs, and that eventually all goes out the window if you're not a fucking passer.
I disagree. I think he's good.
Name me a quarterback besides Vic that.
No, I mean, as
all
far as
legs.
his leg, I think he's a good passer. I think he's throwing a
He's the most inaccurate passer on balls. I think I sent the stat on balls like 10 yards plus of the last 15 years.
And he has good weapons around him.
Yeah, he's got sick
Excellent
weapons.
weapons.
Now the
Yeah.
offensive line is bad.
They're all a bunch of crybaby bitches, though. Oh, I can't, bro. That whole game, holy shit. Every time, every route, one of his players got hit. It was just like, oh my, it hurts. Like fucking, get back to the sideline. Stop being a fucking pussy.
Ow.
That's good news. Wrap
Yeah.
it up, buddy.
Hey, follow us all on all social sites, Cup to Cup Show. All social sites, Cup to Cup Show, no spaces. Follow us, the CTC Only Fans on Facebook. Right now, we are live on YouTube. We are live on Instagram. We are going to be doing that every week with our 7 Minutes in Heaven episodes. So make sure that you join us at 8 o'clock on Monday. 8 o'clock on Monday. Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's when we'll be going live on those platforms for 7 Minutes in Heaven. Join in, leave some comments, talk to us a little bit, and we'll be happy to, snap back at you and tell you you're stupid. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Visit our website as well.
You definitely would.
Visit our website, cuptocupslife.com, cuptocuplife.com. You can find our Christmas shirts, which are live right now. Christmas is in session, folks. I know it doesn't seem like it. You don't got your decorations out. Get your shirts ready. Get your shirts ready because everybody's going to be like, where's this cool shirt this year? Jason's got his chilling with his Snow Me shirt right now. So go grab one of those right now, and you can be the cool kid in the class. I love you guys so much. Good night.
Bye.
Holla.
Hi.